Alright, we have 4 leaks again, and we have Shikari versus Boom into GG. Somebody will need to tell me whose home map this is, but yeah, looking forward to seeing how this plays out. It's an interesting map of team. It's actually a difficult team game map in my opinion, because of the variety of water, small lakes control, and what's going on land. Let's see for the placements here. Let's start with Shikari. Yes, yeah, the mod is always available. Burgundian's Pocket. Uh, I don't hate it because Burgundians, they have access to Guildness and Feudal, so they could be ridiculously strong for hybrid maps like this, but you're heavily reliant on the power spike, maybe, especially in the early Imperial Age, to get those paladins well ahead of your opponent and having the masses, because Burgundians don't get bloodlines, and they also don't really have any good answers to Hal Onagure pushes for team games. So honestly, a subpar Pocket Civ. It's going to get a little bit better with the next patch if they keep that cheaper food cost for Ecotex with the next patch. But yeah, if Metro gets the appropriate upgrades early here, like Double Bit Axe in Dark Age, Bowsaw in Feudal Age, and Gillnets in Feudal Age, that would bode for an amazing fish boom for the teal player in the pocket here. So it should be interesting to follow that. On the right-hand side, we have Knusper Bacon, Crispy Bacon here playing as the Aztecs. Fantastic berry spot here with the Ibex just basically eating the berries here. So you can meal both the Ibex and the berries, no problem. Aztecs, you have the option for Eagle Warriors, of course, for the mobility and raids. But they're not too commonly seen on flank position because they are a subpar archer civ. Although they get Arbalest, they lack Thumbring, which is huge against cavalry civilizations. And left side, it's Juker with a Malay here. Likely going to use of the never-ending fish traps. Maybe we'll see eventually 200 swordsmen and the forest levy for the Malay here. And yeah, overall more of a naval sim, but obviously fully upgraded archers that could be used on land as well. You don't want to mill though because you spend wood and docks and ships. Yeah, but eventually. But of course you can push the Ibex as well. They're so close to the TC. It's no problem pushing them in. Pretty weird to place that mill this early actually, because you really want to get that dock up and start fishing. Because the dock essentially works like a second town center for you from the Dark Age, providing food. So there's no reason to place a mill in the Dark Age on hybrid maps. You want the fish. It's like 4,000 free food right here. Almost 5,000 actually, in each lake. Okay, so for the opposing team, for Poo into GG, we have Pune Cakes here with the Lithuanians. Also a solid sim for hybrid maps. Given the 150 food you start with, you could easily focus on wood early on. And it's quite good to have 5 on wood for hybrid maps to begin with before you place the dock. With Lithuanians, you could actually go straight with most of your villagers to wood and then take the sheep later because you start more food. So the Lithuanians should be in a good spot to start fishing before the others. But looking at the progress here, it's more of a regular time than dock for the Lithuanians pocket here as well. To the left side, we have my buddy Big Papa here with Kurds. Go-to pick for 4 legs, but also for Nomad. So I wouldn't waste it for 4 legs, to be honest, when Nomad is in the pool. Persians are the go-to strong sim for Nomad, in my opinion. But obviously, faster working docks and town centers starting in the feudal age is huge for Persians on hybrid maps like this. You could essentially place the dock the moment you start the game if you want to with Persians and still get the efficient ship out. And then to the right hand side we have Floop with the Sicilians. who, well, Sicilians have, I think they have fully upgraded Arbalest, or close to. I don't remember what they're missing, if they're missing anything. But, let's see here. They definitely have all the blacksmith upgrades, at least for the archers. I don't know they get Arbalest, so yeah, should be solid. Look here, milling the Ibex as well. Where's the dock though? The dock is up, but the shorefishing villager is dead. RIP shorefish villager. Close for making good use of the initial scout to take that first blood of the game of Floop. One builder down for Floop, one builder down for Big Papa as well. Could be the shorefishing villager maybe. And as the few ages kick in, I'm assuming both pockets will be providing scouts here as well. You see, double bit axe is in already for Jababa with the 20 pop feudal age here, and here's the stable going up as well. Not rushing it up though, just one builder building it, and the dock going up just now. Yikes! That's a late dock. And waypoint on the fish here. I've been there, done that. Alright, let's see where the action is here. Barris going down for pancakes here, wants to drop the stables ASAP as well. That's probably going to be the play here. There is an enemy scout here too. Maybe annoy that a little bit, but gets poked down there. RIP for Renjobaba's scout. Preemptively queuing spears here, and there's the stable finally. Yeah. Good. I didn't see whether Venturebaba went for the village gillnets or not, but that's definitely an option. Thanks for the follow. Tell us for us games. Nosbutter Bacon with successful men-at-arms forward here. Actually, only 2 of them. No, there's 3 of them, never mind. I don't see the third one here. It's probably stacked on top of another one, but that's fine. Some steep aggression here. Did only get that docking builder for now, but an overall builder situation is ahead for Shikari here, actually. They might have more fish working for them. But the early aggression is certainly on point here for Shikari, losing the men-at-arms now, but that's also 3 builders for Loop here. Off to the rough start. Oh, you played against the Pion Cakes and Floop the other day. Oh, they screwed you, eh? Oh well. Better luck next time, I guess. Blacksmith Market for Loop here. Is Loop going Castle Age already? Could be, actually. Ooh. I think we're gonna have some water fighting here. If not just peaceful coexistence here between Big Papa and Juker. Big Papa, where are your fire ships? Where's your scouting on water? Come on, man. You're giving him all the fish. So what I actually like to do sometimes, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but I task one fishing ship to at least scout the shoreline, maybe even collect shorefish on the far end, just to make sure the enemy isn't here. And there's this so much food eco being taken for free here by Juker that Big Papa isn't contesting with this one dock here. Not really capitalizing on the faster Persian docks either. Will need to keep consistent fishing ships production here to boost that food count and get a smooth and quick castle age. So that explains the high villager lead for Shikari here as well. There's just a better eco approach here. So Flare in the middle of the field, Venture Bravo with the scouts here now, getting Bozo. in the field age as he can, being Burgundians. Yeah, meanwhile, Cakes is trying to wall off here, but with the enemy scouts on the field, that might not necessarily be easy. Knusper, Bacon, and Vencho Bava are going to make a coordinated effort on the Sicilians player now. And Sicilian with spears out. Here, let's see if he can poke down some of the scouts here. That's a nice 2-versus-1 situation, focusing down the spear before it can do too much here. Yeah, it's going to be a few more villagers down for Floop here. 5 villagers down for Floop, 4 down for Cakes as well. Yeah, no Vencho Bava. We were looking at the table before I casted this game. Looks like a solid first place, I think. Depending on both Russia's remaining games, of course. Loop is in the castle age, as we saw earlier, and pumping out at least one knight here to clean up the feudal age archers of Knusper Bacon. Military situation is ahead for Shikari with 19 to 9, 20 to 9. And Big Papa has failed to contest the 2 docks of the Malay player here. Juker is about to take out Persians completely on water on their what might be considered their own pond here. Though the flanks are quite close to each other, so they should definitely be contesting each other's fish. Luke, why aren't you attacking me? Why aren't you scouting if there's any enemy dock on the pond here? You're so close to each other. Or maybe he has done it. Knusper Bacon making some fire gullies to protect the no fishing ships he has on the water here. And Big Papa seems to be almost fully walled here and should be somewhat safe from enemy aggression for now. Malay scouts, are you freaking kidding me? That's not something you see every day. They basically don't get any upgrades to benefit. Malay light cap, they only get the first defense upgrade. This is unconventional to say the least, but hey, you have mobility and some raiding potential. You counter any skirmishers that shouldn't be seen in team games anyway, because there will always be pocket cavalry from the opponent to punish that. Ooh, enter the cavalry. Juker here with the Malay battle elephants to hit the Persian player. Big Papa, 38 villagers, Floop down to 25, took a serious beating to the 2-versus-1 here from the enemy side. Vencho Baba getting... Wait, no, that's Juker. Gilness just now. That's going to have the fishing ships work faster, and a huge fish boom, almost to the point of too many fish in one pond here. Look at Shikari's stats here though, 27, army to 9, and a roughly 40 villagers lead here as well. This is going to be tough for Boom into GG to recover from. Yeah, Gilnets is important. That's the reason you should pick Burgundians for 4 legs, is to get Gilnets in the feudal age. And Boso, because then the fish boom is just going to be ridiculous. So, not having any significant fish boom here, but losing the one and only dock, so Shikari doing a great job at securing the water situation here. They seem to have decent control on land as well, with Juker with the Malay battle elephants here. I meant to pick Magyards, but here's Malay roaming about. Big Papa with the spearman defense, working out decently, but do they have any upgrades though? They have defense and attack, I think, here for Big Papa, so that should be fine. You could also make monks if you're Big Papa here and convert the battle elephants, because they're very weak and subject to conversions. So in small numbers, definitely the solution is monks here for Big Papa. Vencho Baba with a fairly decent fish boom here, staying 1 TC. And making some knights here, not going for the... Oh, never mind, there is the cavalier upgrade. There is the Cavalier upgrade, so we're gonna have Burgundian Cavaliers in the field now. That is equivalent to Castle Age Knights. So if the Lithuanians get a couple of relics here, it's going to be easy for Pancakes to fight Bench Baba in equal numbers, even if they have a Cavalier for the Burgundians. They aren't really that strong, it's just 2 more attack and the HP equivalent of a Castle Age Knight. Look at these beautiful pikeman raids from Big Papa here. The villager kills Knusper Bacon with 10 villagers killed and counting here. Pressure resilience yet again. Floop has lost 11 villagers and is at 38 total. No fish at all, 3 DCs. Switching to land here. Oh, look at that moonwalking knight there. Joker taking some hits here for sure. Pike raids, very annoying. And Floop with the Sicilian Knights to join in as well. If you try to pike defend against Sicilian Knights, you don't have any chance because the pikes take less. Do less damage, I believe, because Sicilian's units take less bonus damage for units. Yeah, good raids here. As Big Papa comes with a castle drop as well, going to take some presence on this hill and even pressure the goal, I think, of Juker here. Idle eco, yes, but Juker still has the fish, so there's lots of eco working for Juker, at least in terms of food, which could, if you have a market, be sold to compensate for losing gold income or, yeah, whatever you need to do. On the right hand side, we have some Lithuanian knights at work here. Do they have any relics? No relics yet for PMKs. Need to contest the relics if you're Lithuanians. Still, if you have Bloodlines and +2 attack, you should be fine against the Burgundians Cavalier, because look at the stats for the Cavalier here. 12 +2, so 2 more attack. 2 more attack, that's the difference. Military situation definitely in favor of Shikari here. So what's the count for 8 Cavalier against 6 Knights, but the Sicilian player is past. Everybody's making Knights on on Boom into GG's team. It's not a horrible choice, but it's also not the best when you are essentially behind, because if Shikari goes for Pikeman or Halberdier here, that eliminates everything that Boom into GG has on the field. We do have Pancakes. Way to convert to the Cavalier, I was going to say is in the Imperial Age, but absolutely isn't. They're all still in the Castle Age here, with Knusper Bacon being the first one to imp, going to get to Ardus eventually here. So it looks like a good 2 vs 1 situation here, as Big Papa is playing a 1 vs 1 on the other side here. Persian Knights, Persian Castle on the hill. Is he gonna make a War Elephant at some point? Maybe. But poor Floop is taking a beating again here, 2 vs 1 situation, and there doesn't seem to be much help to be had from the Lithuanians' pocket. Only 3 knights out on the field for the yellow player. Massively outnumbered by Shikari here. Shikari in control of 3 lakes here out of the 4, and the only one having fish access is the Lithuanians player, who is with 10 fishing ships total. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's because of Knusper's army. Yeah, army has 43 yeah, crossbows. Soon to be arbalest. And the raids here. Burgundians Cavalier doing some work together with the Aztecs, soon to be arbalest here, let's assume. Getting armor for... Oh wait, the Imp isn't in yet. The Imp is just around the corner from Knusper Bacon here. So Big Papa, how are you doing here? Idling the army, adding a siege workshop on the hill. Doing the best to even out the situation here and pressure Juker. who admittedly has a much better economy than the Persians here since Big Papa failed to contest the pond that they were sharing early on here. Malay just have an amazing fish boom in the late game because they have never-ending fish traps, unlimited food, which is also hard to raid if you can't control the lakes. Arbalest is in for Knusperveken. No Thumbring for Aztecs. Remember, so it's going to be tougher to contest moving targets, but there isn't really too much pocket army on the field here. Why isn't Cakes making an army? Is there an eco issue here? So much food and gold. Is he idling for imp or what's going on? That's rule number 1 of AoE 2 multiplayer. Always make villagers an army until we're at 200 population. And Shikari definitely doing a better job at keeping consistent army and villager production here because they're ahead by 80 villagers and almost 70 army. Yeah, you can already go imp. I don't looked at the resources. Peel cakes. Under some pressure here, maybe soon. We see Floop fleeing here. Floop, 33 villagers. No fish income. Will be relocating and trying to reboom here. Big Papa with some good rates. I don't think it's going to be enough though. A pretty solid chunk of crossbows here for Joker to chase off the Persian Knights. Albeit with full upgrades. Another forward castle here. You could tell Big Papa has been playing some Nomad at some point because Nomad is all about the castles and map control. And this is even within range of the other one, so not really denying much more than the first castle does. 102 military to 18. It's just about closing out this game for Shikari at this point. Massive eco and military lead here. Imperial Age on the way for the Lithuanians, but what Lithuanians really need here is way more stables and way more army production here to contest the numbers of the Burgundians and the more importantly so the Aztecs here. Short-lived castle on the hill here for PMKs. I think ranges are up. That's probably going to be for skirms to contest the Aztecs here because that seems to be the main issue on this side. I'm surprised Knusperviken keeps pushing Floop though, because Floop has essentially abandoned this base. You need to pressure pocket at this point and make sure that PMKs can't get those juicy multi-relic Lithuanian paladins working. But the GG is called, of course, massively behind in eco and builders here. There's simply no way back for boom into GG here. And they did, in fact, boom into GG this game. Make one more elephant. Okay, let's see the war elephant. There we go. War elephant into GG. We entered red, that's why GG. Yeah, it was GG way before that, looking at the army numbers and everything. So Big Papa got this war elephant. Eco touch should be interesting here. W attacks in feudal, no, in Dark Age, I mean, for Rich Baba, as Burgundians could do. Also in the feudal age, way later though, but making it easier to stay fish eco and everything else a bit earlier. Close Peruvian MVP and KD Department 58 to 19. That's a solid performance there by an Aztec flank. Most resources for the Burgundians here. Did you get into 4 easy boom in the end for Venture Baba? And then the feudal times. So yeah, smooth scout village attempts here for Venture Baba, but Lim Cakes also a little bit extended Dark Age there into some scouts as well. And the Malay fish. Didn't lose a single fishing ship. Big Papa had all the time in the world to contest the fish boom of the Malay, but didn't, unfortunately. Alright, let's pull up the out game. Shikari boom into GT, the second game on Atacama. Okay, cool. Cool. We capture Why does it say Atacama when it's Socotra? Voice is getting choppy again. Do I really need to close capture H? Yeah, I can see it's Socotra. So we'll need to reset the scoreboard here. I hope my voice is okay. Oops. And let's make sure it shows that Shikari is in the lead here. Sounds better. Yeah, I think it's just when you're loading in stuff. It's a lot going on and it gets a bit choppy for a moment. No, sheep. Oh, we need to pay attention to the early action on Socotra right here. Big Papa, what happened? Did he lose a sheep? Uh-oh, failed aim. Failed aim. No, 2 lions! How unlucky is that, man? One villager down for Fluke already. Oh, darn Gaia. Come on, Gaia, be nice. Looks like we may need to reload. Well, they're working on the performance issues, so we'll get to that. Okay, that's gone. Let's just go to the beginning and see what happened to the sheep. Oh. Yes, connect to game. And here we go. Here's hoping it works this time around. And we're gonna have a look at Big Papa's situation here since he was lamenting his sheep. So it's Socotra moving to GG versus Shikari, who are up 1-0. And what's going on here? Oh, he's scouting with sheep. That's risky on Socotra. That's just begging to lose them to enemy aggression here. We had a switch of players for Shikari, by the way. Rectus and Marco 1 is in here. Knosper, Bacon, and whoever that last guy was is out. I don't remember the nickname. No, sheep died. So Big Papa trying to steal a sheep there, not quite succeeding. Juggernaut, that was the name. Yeah, okay, let's see this guy. I'm looking forward to laying the other with me. But Gaia doesn't want any laming here. Gaia is up against. Gaia is opposed to laming and will make sure that doesn't happen here. This guy runs for his life, tries to scramble back home, tries to house trick, does almost work. But oh, Bloop. That's karma for the labor. Not gonna work. Yeah, line goes down. Eventually, 2 house foundations there. Let's see for the other side what's going on. PMK going out as well. Really going to go full lane mode here. Wall the stones, maybe shoot these zebras. And on the other side, Rectus is placing a house on the woodland of Big Papa. Okay. Gonna wall the gold maybe. Oh, so much going on there. What's up here, Pancakes? Let's shoot the zebras. Do something. Wall the golds. Not just stand there. And Rectus, yeah, walling the golds. Nice. There's back resources for Big Papa though, so Big Papa should be alright here, even if the resources get lamed. Yeah, we're shooting the zebras here, so some DK should be expected. Both players with Loom, but Marco with the 8 points advantage here, still allowing Cakes to shoot almost all the zebras though. So that's going to be some DK here for Marco. We will need to prioritize milling the zebras here early on. Rectus, the lamer boy, walling in a stone here. There's a stone to the side here for Big Papa though, so I think it should be okay. And meanwhile, we're housing the berries here, laming ourselves here for Cakes. Okay, fair enough. Not gonna let any other players take any advantage of that. And Big Papa with he's been watching my stream, so he likes house walling as well, never getting pop capped. 4 houses to form a wall and protect his woodland in the back here. Rectus successfully walling in one of the stones of Big Papa though, and is he gonna go for the other stone as well? Is that the plan here? He knows it's down here. So guess what kind of plan Rectus here is? Probably men-at-arms towers or something like that. And now he's going to wall the eyes, walling the berries, of course. Yeah. Oof. You shouldn't play Socotra against Rectus. He's a big lamer boy and loves playing Goths. And they're lame. Good thing for Big Papa that Rectus probably didn't get to the... Another villager dead for Floop. Oh, come on, Floop. Don't invest that heavily into the laming. And that was probably killed by the scout of Menchobaba then. You shouldn't play Socotra. Yeah, fair point, Elden Nero. Actually, my team, United Nations, we are undefeated on Socotra so far. We had 2 games on Socotra and we won both. One of the times was our home map. So if you like messy games like this, Socotra is the play. Look at all these idle villagers from Big Papa though. It does stop the berries from being completely walled here. But at what cost? At what cost? And why the hell is he playing 2 mills? Why? That's 200 wood down the drain for Big Papa here. Oh, you have Lipofrenia. Is he a lamer boy as well? 2 mills, man. Maximum mill efficiency here. What do you think? Will we get promoted? No, you'll be disqualified because of laming. Well, if you have 600 ping, you need to lame to get an advantage. I'm not one to talk, by the way. I push my enemies deer on Socotra. So I'm laming a bit as well. I steal the elephant if I can as well, but I like stealing the deer because we're so close anyway. Walling in more stones here. There's still stone here for Big Papa though, so towers should still be an option. The only player not reaching the feudal age just yet is Big Papa, who hasn't taken a single bit of zebra here and just doubling up on the berries instead. No, still no sign of a feudal age. Is Big Papa going fast Castleburg Garrett's here? I think he's only just struggling for food here, unfortunately. So that's going to be an issue against Goths now. 1 minute off the feudal age and the barracks going up. Rectus is going to make life a living hell for Big Papa here with the cheap infantry that Goths get. He's even trying to wall Big Papa in here. I think this is going to be the side of focus for a good while here because this is where most of the action is. Peon Cakes is Goths as well, but Goths flank against Incas. Ooh, Incas for Marco 1. That's going to be a pain as well. He's on the stone already, and he's definitely going to go for some kind of towers shenanigans here, I think. Okay, so here come the militia. Will we see the men-at-arms upgrade from Rectus soon as well? Only 3 farms. And running out of berries as well. So the food situation is going to be an issue in not too long for Rectus here. He needs a mining camp on the gold as well to optimize that one. 3 on stone, those we're definitely going to see some Goths towers here. And here comes the first one with 2 villagers. Seems ambitious. And it's laming literally all of the stones here. Trying to wall in every stone they can find just so the opponents can't easily afford the offensive tower. This is some solid playing by Rectus here, to be honest. Menchobabo with some scouts to accompany the Goths play here as well. And focusing heavily on Big Papa with the Bulgarians, which I think is a good choice. Bulgarians pretty strong on Socotra with their eventual instant men-at-arms upgrades. That's still a while away for Big Papa. He doesn't even have the barracks and finds himself under some serious pressure here, not being allowed to collect berries or hunt or anything. This tower effectively denies both berries and hunt, actually. And Rectus probably walling in stones here because he doesn't want any Bulgarian scrap posts and conics out on the field. Another tower with 1 freaking villager, but protected by the teammate here with the scouts. Big Papa, you're in trouble here. So what's up on the Inca side? We have 2 villagers and 2 spears poking away at the Goths side here. Double walls for Pancakes tries to play this like make it your own little hideout here. 2 barracks going full men-at-arms here, which is not a bad idea against the Incas villagers and towers initially. We see some of the upgrades in for the Incas here already. I think defense is in, yeah. What a crazy game. So Big Papa with the market here, acting like a wall, but also probably to be able to adjust the economy a bit here as needed. Castle Age not too far off with all these farms as a result of getting the resources lamed, so Big Papa could still get to Castle and potential grapples here. Venture has been doing work with the scouts as well, sniped 3 villagers already, exploiting the fact that the enemies obviously aren't full walled. You're not going to see that all that often on Socotra. Nice quick walls from Pancakes though, I'll give him that. Keeping the scouts out from the stone here. Defensive tower to keep the Incas out, and so far very good defense from the teal player here. In the meantime, we have Loop going to the Castle Age with the Mongols here. We're not going to see a castle of Mangodai anytime soon, but this farm eco should definitely allow for some knights for the Mongols here. Could be useful against the infantry play in feudal age of the Goths here. Just a few knights and you clean up the men-at-arms, no problem. One mil goes down for Big Papa. Maybe not the most obvious target for Rectus here. But he's still being annoying with towers and men-at-arms and whatnot, and another tower to deny this gold. Thankfully Big Papa has a back gold, so he should be okay here. Making Spearmen to hold off against pocket initiative, I guess. Venture also on the way to the Castle Age here, playing from the pocket with Bulgarians as well. And yeah, Rectus doing good here, but it shouldn't take so many knights to clean up the men-at-arms here. Still gets a few villager kills though. Shikari with 10 military against 12 of boom into GG, but players getting the Castle Age here. So Big Papa also going Castle Age here and should be able to get some knights out eventually with this kind of farm eco and the gold investment. Yeah, Rectus definitely got a lot of value from the men-at-arms, but it also delays the Castle Age transition here, which might be too far up now, all things considered, but yeah. Definitely worth it. So left side, Inca's investment in towers not working here, so Marco is going into archers instead. Double range archers should be okay as long as Goths aren't in the castle age and can get the castle up for the Huskarls. 3 on stone for Pion Cakes, did place 1 defensive castle, but is now with roughly 400 stone in the bank. I think it should be enough, almost enough for a castle after this stone has been mined. Look at this swarm of units though. Archers can just hit and run for their life here, so this shouldn't be a threat for Marco. Venture Baba's scouts, however, will likely go down to these spearmen. Yeah, they're poking them to death there. Venture Baba unintentionally takes the fights there, losing 3 scouts just like that, but they are expendable. Because Castle Age is in anyway. Ooh, nice raids from Floop here with Green Knights entering the yellow side here. Will force Venture Baba to react with their own knights, but looks okay. Better upgrades for Venture Baba as well. +1/+1 against only +1 defense for that heal player. Look at green base. What's going on in green space? You mean a red side, or? Green is raiding away at red side. Nice quick walls from Rectus here. Is going to keep the knights out, I think, but that's taking a beating here. Let's... I don't know, but something will happen. Okay, I will keep Green's base in mind then. While Rectus is busy quick walling against the Knights of Floop here. Mongols Knights. Ooh, breaking through at the wood. They're gonna get some kills here. Nice reaction move. Rectus deleting the house again and running towards the TC for protection. Venture Baba with some spearmen here, just idling by and not helping the situation here. Oh, some yellow knights on the move here. What are they up to? Just gallantly passing by. Lights Corbo, hello. Think we have a raid. Raiding party! And my base at the same time. Yeah, I see some green movement up here. They're not entering though, so that's fine for now. Let's see for... Don't just stand there, do something. Weird. Okay, towers being teared down by Big Papa here. And looks like Floop is getting some value here. Still only +1 defense, so Venture Baba will have better knights. Sends the spearmen to assist here as well. The spearmen obviously have +1 attack as well. Rectus with the second TC to protect the woodland here. And yeah, pocket raiding each other. It's a fight between the pockets here, but Venture Baba definitely getting the better end of the deal. Look at the villager counts at 22 villagers from Floop. Floop! This is bad for green. 19 villagers for the Mongols player. Ay. Fantastic raids for Venture Baba. Who cares if your base gets raided when you can raid yourself and sit with a lead of 20 villagers over the opposing pocket. This is looking bad for Boom into GD as castles go up on either side here. Inca's castle will complete first here. Oh, will it snipe the castle foundation of the Goths here? Send the crossbows forward, deny this castle, come on. Sorry, I'm back. I leave in the middle of a game, that's rude. No, don't hit the spears. Hit the builders, hit the builders, hit the builders, hit the builders. Ah, the castle goes up. Boo. Good defense of Pion Cakes again here. We'll lose the tower to that side, but the Goths castle goes up, arguably more important, getting Huskarls out to deal with the crossbows of the Incas. In the meantime, Big Papa has mustered some knights numbers as well. 10 knights on the field now for Big Papa, and helping out his pocket here, who has switched into camels finally to hold off against the Knights raids of Shikari with the Bulgarians. 18 builder kills, 9 builders lost. 3 TCs on Socotra. Why, oh why would you do such a thing? Socotra is... That's fine. When Chihuahua is planning to boom into the opposing team's GG here by the looks of it. Nice cleanup for Big Papa here though, cleaning up some Yellow Knights, and military numbers still ahead of Shikari, but Cakes will be bringing some Hurskalls and Longswords to the field here as well. Not sure of the application of Longswords at this point, but maybe he's worried about Eagles or something. Meanwhile, we have Rectus with the pikes here now, cheaper pikemen for Goths as well. Applies to all infantry. Couple of mangonels going out to do what exactly? Not sure. And Floops comes to at least assist on the right hand side here. Only +1 on the lights, so that's a big pop. I mean, is going to assist the left hand side here, but only +1 on the knights. That's going to be an issue against crossbows attacking from uphill. Huskars could probably deal with this on their own. $27 to 53 villagers by Jobaba doing an amazing economy lead over the opponent here. As Boom into GG are chasing the crossbow group here, but again, I think the Huskals, if they have the appropriate upgrade, and they do, they can hold this on their own. Yeah, blue and green, they have two little upgrades on the Knight's Lane unit. And the castle goes down for the Goths. Oh no. No more Huskals for Cakes. Could be the deciding blow here. There's going to be some fighting still. The Knights should have been sniping the siege, not chasing the archers, I think. Second easy for Bloop to try and recover here, but he's down to half the builders of Benchobaba, who currently is producing builders out of 2 TCs, or all 3 maybe? All 3 TCs, okay. Rectus doing his very best to still keep pushing the cheap Bulgarians TCs here. Big Papa is with a triple piece boom and actually with the builder lead over any player here. So definitely establishing some eco presence here, but is it going to be enough to sway the favors of the game? I don't think so. Shikari are too far ahead. They're 30 builders ahead in the eco department, also a slight military lead. Good recovery indeed from Big Papa after getting laned and towered and whatnot, but it is their home map, so they must have some plan to be able to defend and hold it on Socotra. Ooh, Pikes fighting Longswords. Yeah, I think Big Papa Longswords would counter everything that Rectus is making on the field here, so it's not really an efficient push against Bulgarians if they have a couple of barracks. He's making the Longswords, but he's only making them from 1 barracks, so that's going to take forever to get the numbers needed. TC might stay up here, but at the cost of some builders' lives, of course, but Big Papa can arguably be sacrificing some builders here. Pikes and Knights raiding Big Papa now. I think it's a good call to attack the blue player now with the triple TCs. And meanwhile on the left hand side, Marco 1 is doing his own thing, pushing with castles, adding a monastery as well to collect relics, or knights maybe, I don't know what. But he's certainly keeping Peon Cakes busy. Bone Cakes. Yeah, there's some solid push on the Bulgarians player Big Papa again here. 700 score lead for Shikari now, and probably with a better KD overall. It's a pretty even KD actually. Meanwhile, Mongols are restabilizing here to some extent. They're TCing the stone here, but GG is called. Big Papa is going to be the last one to resign, and Shikari takes the 2-0. Interesting game though, pretty similar sims actually, Bulgarians and Goths for both players, and then Incas, Mongols, the only difference. Let's see the stats here. See, pretty even KDs overall, but the eco department should show a lot more resources. Not a lot more, a little bit more resources for Venture Baba, but then much more resources for Ghosts and Inkas here on Team Shikari due to less stress at their home bases. Rectus barely even got hit. And smooth upland here, Big Papa with a 1433 fuel time after being harassed a lot by the gods there. And eventually the villager count the total should definitely be in favor of Shikari here. GG well played though.